When you get to a point like this, when you have the most of the stuff in your images, you can also start with maybe make things smaller or bigger to make it look more realistic. So, for instance, this dog is obviously a bit too big. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select these layers. Oh, maybe that's too small, but I'm going to select these layers and make the dog a bit smaller to try to find some photorealistic sizes. Maybe move them around. You can also place them on other parts if you want. But I'm gonna make this a bit smaller, and I'm gonna move this boy a bit to the right. I think I think I'm gonna make this image even like like that, or maybe even make him bigger. Place him closer to the front here. Take this house, move this house a bit to the right, make it smaller if I want to. I can just move stuff around now if I want. Maybe even there, somewhere on the top of the hill. I think this looks better. And let's see, don't want to move this too much around, just a bit smaller maybe there. All right, now we can start with moving on with this image. So I want to add some mist in the background. So to make this a bit more mysterious, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder here. Let's call this mist. And for mist, I'm going to use the mist brushes. These are also in this project. So to import mist brushes, you can go down here and import brushes and select the mist brushes that I have here. So I'm going to use these mist brushes. I'm going to select some of these, which I want to use. Obviously, we need to create a new layer to use this mist. And for the color, let's sample something from the sky here. This grayish color, maybe a bit lighter. And let's move up. You can see here, I instantly created a lot of mist. This is too much. Let's make the brush smaller. This is way too big. And let's make sure the mist is on top of our grass. So I'm gonna move this folder above the grass because we want to make sure the mist is on our grass. Let's see for the color, maybe a bit like this grass color, like there. Obviously, this is too much, so I'm gonna drop the opacity here so I don't see it too much. So let's drop the opacity flow a bit more down and just click a couple of times. And you can see here how easy I'm creating mist now. Oh, let's go back like that. And this will make the image more mysterious. So this is first for the background. And let's try another one. Try to use different mist brushes. That will be better so you don't see pattern. You can see here a bit of a pattern. I don't want to see that. You can also change the color of the mist a bit. Let's change this to, let's make it a bit darker. And let's brush again. So you can brush a lot of times to create this mist. Let's change the color again, maybe a bit lighter. You can barely see it. So we have now a bit of mist in the background. I also want to create a bit of mist in the foreground. So not too close to the camera, but around the house. So I'm going to create a new mist. And let's call this mist 2. Oh, mist 2. And place it above the plane. And create a new layer. And let's also create a bit mist here. So now we have some mist around the plane, around the house. And just brush again to make this all a bit more mysterious. There. You can even, let's see, no, let's leave it there. Just a bit there. All right, I have used too much of the same mist, so I'm gonna change the brush again here. You have some different brushes here. Try it out, the different ones, instead of using the same. Like that. Okay, so this is the mist. We have mist brush. You can do the same for using other stuff like trees in the background. There's also a lot of tree brushes. Try to search on Google, for instance, free brushes, free tree brushes, and play around with all these different types of brushes. They are really good to make your composite look more like a painting, more like real, instead of all these flat images without depth. This also helps with depth in your image. Now, I think we have a lot of mist now. Maybe a bit more here. All right, I'm gonna leave the mist for now, or else we're gonna get too much mist. It's gonna get too much. So you can also drop the opacity here. Maybe a bit there. All right, so we have our mist. Don't forget your save your work. I forgot to mention this, but every time you work on the image, you need to save your work because Photoshop can do crazy things sometimes. So save your work. Don't forget that.